It's the country's #1 RVing radio show, sponsored by RVTravel.com, with your host, Alan Warren, the RV Wingman.
All right, a few weeks back I was contacted by a listener that had a very interesting story to share. It was about a scam that he almost fell victim to on Craigslist when buying a used RV. It was so interesting, I'm telling you. I wanted him to join me on the show to explain it. So, hi, Bill. Thank you for being with us.
Hey, Alan, how you doing?
Doing great. So, thank you for wanting to come on and share this story. We've got 2 segments to share it, and we're going to give everybody at the end a website to your blog so they can read this, because I just find it fascinatingly sinister. So tell us how you came upon this deal and walk us kind of through this process.
Okay, so to set this up, I've been looking for Class 8 coach for a few months, and listening to your show, listening to everything, reading everything I get my hands on. And the very first RV I test drove at PPL in New Braunfels turned out to be a fantastic deal. It had just shown up, and I drove it, and I had the opportunity to put a deposit and do an inspection. But I thought, God, this is the first one I've ever driven. I need to ask a few questions or do something before I do this. I was a little hesitant. It was the end of the day. One other guy was there to look at it, and I checked with my friends. Yeah, this is a great buy. You should definitely get on it. And the guy behind me bought it before I did. But it was an RV that was for sale for $15,000 that easily could have been $25,000. So I continued my search, and I was looking at Craigslist, RV Trader, all these different sites, and I came across this one on Craigslist, and it had really bad pictures. It looked like somebody had taken screenshots from the phone, but unfortunately, that's not unusual. Some people just don't really get how to upload photos. So I emailed and just asked for some more information and more photos, and just went on shopping for other stuff. And they didn't get back to me for about a week and a half. And I get an email from this doctor, and it was from her company email address. And she says, I'm sorry I didn't respond sooner. Your message ended up in my junk folder. And I said, well, can you send more pictures? And she says, well, I bought another RV, and I didn't have room for this, so I took it down to the KAC. And this is in an email. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking for KAC Waco. I don't see anything. And I write to her. She says, oh, I'm sorry. Let me explain. It's Pookie Auto Consigner, and basically they have the RV. If you buy it, here's the link. You can see the pictures. If you buy it, they will deliver it up to 1,000 miles for free as part of the deal, and they'll give you a walkthrough, and then you've got 7 days. And if you decide it's not right, it's not represented, you want to get it inspected, you can send it back. And the company holds the money in escrow. And
great deal. So, that's a great deal.
Yeah, and so I thought, okay, I've heard of RV places where you buy it and they'll ship it, but this was a little different. So, and it was also it was an older Tiffin coach. It was a '99 diesel, but it was for $11,000, and easily a $25,000-$30,000 coach. And
so, did your antenna just go up when it was priced so low, or did you just what did you think price wise when you saw that on Craigslist?
And initially, the thing is I don't even remember what the price was on the initial listing of Craigslist, because it was down after that. But she had said, she says, we're not in Waco, which was right up the road from me. She says, we're not in Waco, I'm in Atlanta. But my son and I tried to sell it, and we couldn't. And so we took it to this place. So I don't even remember the original price, but I could tell this woman was kind of annoying. And I had seen the listing. She wasn't very good at, and I see people like that. They're just, again, some people, especially older people, don't know how to list stuff on sites. So I thought it's possible. And she's got another one. She's a doctor. She's not desperate. She just needs to get it gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, remembering that first experience where I let one get away, but I wasn't just going to immediately first thing I thought is, okay, let me research this company. So I did a Google search on kooky auto consigners, and I saw all these reviews, and not just reviews, but like car discussion forums, RV discussion forums, where people were kind of describing a similar thing. Hey, they're trying to sell me this car, and they do it 7 days, and this sounds good. No, I did it. I had a great experience with it. It was a great car. I saw a lot of things like that, and there's something I missed, which we can come back to, but I saw those reviews, but what I didn't see is anything on Google reviews or Yelp reviews. So I went to the website, and the website they showed this huge lot with boats and RVs, and supposedly it sounded like the next CarMax or something. It started in London, now we're in New York and LA, and more cities coming soon, and explaining the process. So there was a phone number there and a chat window and everything. It looked like a legitimate site. So I just said, okay, I want to dig a little bit deeper here. But I was also leery of losing this.
But hang on, Bill, just a second. Sorry to interrupt,
okay.
But how did they want you to pay them? So you haven't seen the RV yet, except pictures. This doctor has communicated with you via email that just wants to get rid of the RV. How have they asked for your money yet?
When I put in an offer through email, and it was after hours, I put in a thing. The doctor's communicating with me. She goes, other people are interested. I'm starting to get emails, which wouldn't be surprising at that price.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, if you're the first one in, I accept the offer. You'll get a thing explaining how the details work. So in the morning, I get a letter basically with a bill of sale, and it had a different company name than Kooky Auto Consigner. It was like the parent company or something, but that was based in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed, if you wire the money to this bank account, this Citibank account, and then when you do the wire transfer, you forward an email saying you've done that, and they deliver it in 7 days. Then you've got 7 days to return it.
And the money's held in escrow. Nobody gets the money. It's held in escrow.
Right.
Okay.
So, first of all, there was a mistake on the bill of sale that they sent. A couple of address things, and I'm already suspicious about this. I'm very hesitant about doing anything. So, I called the number on the website, and I got one of these robotic voicemails.
Okay.
You can. It was obviously a robot reading text, but it took me through this whole maze. Press this for sales, and then it came back after a long time and said, "Sorry, we're unable to help you now, but you can use the live chat window." And I thought that was strange for such a big company. And I entered the chat window and immediately got someone. So now I'm looking up the parent company name, and I look up the address of the company using Google Maps, and it was just some anonymous office building. And I called Citibank, and I was trying to check out the legitimacy of it. And Citibank said, unfortunately, you're not an account holder. We can't really tell you anything about the account. And so they couldn't help. I called. Hey,
Bill, listen, hang on. I hate to do this. We have to jump for a quick timeout. Can we pick it up on the other side?
Yes.
All right, good deal. I think, folks, this is a very cool scam. I know it takes a long time to tell the story, but there's a payoff at the end, I promise you. It is really cool for the scammer. For the RVer, not so much. On our guest line is Bill Hibbler, actually, from Texas, who's been explaining how he was almost taken by falling for a motorhome he found advertised for sale on Craigslist. Now, Bill, for anybody who didn't catch the first segment, the real quick story is you were looking for a used RV. You found a good-looking RV on Craigslist. The price sounded really good. Not so good that it was too good to be true, but really good. You communicated with them. A doctor owned it and emailed you back and went back and forth with some questions and correspondence. The doctor ended up sending the RV because they couldn't sell it on their own. They needed some help. They sent it to a consignment lot. The consignment lot had it listed, and as a buyer, if you wire the money, they will hold it in escrow for 7 days while you inspect the RV. They'll actually even deliver the RV to you. And all you had to do is give the money. They would hold it. If it did not pass inspection, you'd get your money back and they'd take the RV back. Yes?
Exactly.
Okay. So where are we at now? So your antenna's starting to go up because you're doing these Google searches and you can't find their lots.
Honestly, at this point, I'm just like, I'm not sending anybody any money, but I was really intrigued by this. It was just like, okay, I want to know how this scam works. I'd call the Better Business Bureau. They've never heard of this company. It's like, okay, this is a scam, but let's see what they're doing. So I checked the addresses of all these lots. Every one of them there's no huge lot full of vehicles. It's just some like co-shared office space thing. It's like, okay, where are all the RVs? So this doesn't make sense. So I build websites for a living, and I do a lot of internet marketing stuff. So there's a thing out there called the Wayback Machine, also called Internet Archives, and it's a free tool anybody can use. You can go type a website, and you can find out images over time. You can actually see how the website's evolved, when it was first registered, things like that. So I was just kind of curious because I'd seen all these reviews going back in time, and I saw that, there was this legitimate website, but it was like in Italy, Kooky Auto Consigners. And then I saw about 2018 that it said this website is for sale, $300. So the original company, I guess, had gone out of business, and these scammers bought it, and they put up the new site. And so, people were looking, and they're seeing these reviews. So I thought, I felt like the doctor's not being duped. The doctor's part of this. And I was curious because I started searching her name, and she's in Atlanta, and I found 2 doctors by the same name, but not in Atlanta. I thought, okay, it's impossible for a doctor working for a big healthcare company to not have any reviews, any listing. And she was emailing me from adventhealth.doctor. And so
sounds official to me.
Yeah, so I typed in that, and it just forwarded over to adventhealth.com. And I thought, okay, and I looked on their staff registry and looked up the name. There was nobody there by that name. So then I did something called a Who Is search, and this is where you can look and see who owns a website. And Kooky Auto Consigners was hidden. There's a way to do that for privacy purposes, but most companies would not do that. Someone with a controversial blog maybe, but not a auto site. And then I did the same thing with the adventhealth.doctor, and it was also anonymous. So I knew what had happened is they registered this domain that adventhealthcare.com they knew nothing about, and they set it up so it forwarded to the domain. So if you did what I did, you'd see a legitimate site, but they have control of the email address. So now, most people trust doctors. It's a female doctor from an official company address. It's part of the deal that made it a little bit more believable. I also got an email from the doctor saying, hey, you'll need this. And it was a picture of her passport and driver's license.
No way.
Yeah, and she said, you'll need this for the title transfer, which I thought, you don't need that for the title. I knew you didn't need that, but...
They were doing that to lend legitimacy to the scam.
Yes, but I now looked up the address in Atlanta that was on the passport and driver's license, And I used to live in Atlanta, and it's like I recognize this neighborhood. It's all these little small houses, and the RV had been displayed like in the yard of this huge place. And it's like, okay, that's not the same place.
Maybe she's downsizing.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible somebody could own a place in the country and something there too, but it was just nothing added up. And I believe that this is someone whose identity they just ripped off. I think this is not the actual person I'm talking to. And again, it's just looking up all this stuff and seeing what they were doing. So I immediately went out and posted this story on different mobile home groups on Facebook and some of the websites where people are talking about RVs, and immediately started getting a lot of feedback. And a couple people told me they've seen the exact same scam, same doctor, same thing, going back 2 to 3 years. And over the course of the next couple of days, people said, "Thank God I read your story because I was just approached today." And the same thing happened. How
long do you think it took this person or these people to create this elaborate scam of it's easy to find pictures of an old motorhome and post it on Craigslist, but they came up with a story of a doctor in Atlanta. They swiped an email address, they got a domain address and sent it to a real legitimate website of doctors, but they didn't exist. I mean, this took them a lot of thinking. These are really smart scammers, aren't they?
They are, and they're even smarter than I initially thought when we first spoke. I told you that, okay, they just bought this company that used to do business that way, and so it appeared legit. But that's not what someone else pointed out to me. Go back and look at the Google search. And this is up on my blog. If somebody wants to,
we've got your website address up on the screen right now for a live stream viewer. So how to do a search like this for yourself. I put that on the blog. But basically, I went back and looked at all those reviews, and I had clicked on some of the links, and I spent a lot of time in car and RV forums, and basically what these people had did, they were hackers. They went and found WordPress websites they could hack into, and they didn't hack them and take the website down. They just added a page that looked like it was just a mirror image of the car forums. And so the people that own the website have no idea this is there. They just snuck in and planted it there. But if you look at, the Google listings would show, it's RV, .net or whatever. But then if you actually look at the address, you'd see it's this other site that's like, one of them was like a site in Colombia that sells aquariums. Bill, most people, and we've got to start wrapping this thing up, but most people that are hearing this, we're going to send them to your website so they can read it, the details, but they're not going to do as much homework as you have done, obviously, and that's how they get scammed. What's the biggest takeaway? What kind of advice would you give to our listeners?
It's pay attention. Do your homework. That's why I put that together, because I knew, okay, trying to explain how to do all of this stuff, in 20 minutes would take a long time. But if somebody wants to go look, but basically, it's not as simple. If it sounds too good to be true, then it's fake. It's not true. There are deals out there to be had, but you have to pay attention. And in this case, it's do your homework. If it's a legitimate company, you don't see Google reviews and you don't see Yelp reviews, and you really want to see lots of them.
Right.
Be suspicious. Because there's no...
Bill, we got to wrap this up. I am so sorry we're running out of time for today's show, but I appreciate so much you sharing your story. Thank you for being with me. We're going to send our listeners over to your blog. Go to BillHibbler.com, right?
Yeah, BillHibbler.com/RV scam is the post.
Beautiful. But they'll find you just Bill Hibbler, Hibbler, BillHibbler.com. They can find it there. Thank you. Thank you very much, and we'll get you back on again, and love to talk with you some more.
Hey, Alan, great to talk to you, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, good deal. I'm telling you, folks, that was scary stuff. Just think how detailed those people were when they came up with that scam. So you got to be careful. Do business with good people. If you want to buy a good used RV, go to see PPL. They guarantee a clean title.
Hi, this is Goose from the RV Show USA, and these are today's winners to ensure you get your $50 gift card. Make sure you send an email to info@thervshowusa.com. And if you would like to enter to win a $50 gift card of your very own, head over to thervshowusa.com and sign up for our email list. And if you like this video and would like to see more, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's right over there. And turn on the notifications so you will be notified whenever a new video comes out for the RV Show USA. And as always, thank you for watching.